welcome to Networking Gems, and we're carrying on with our group coaching for session 2 on the 6 Step Sponsoring Pro system, overview of what that contains and how you can use it in your business.
Hi, sorry, I'm actually, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's okay. If you want to just mute yourself for just now, we'll open, that's okay. We'll get some questions at the end for you. Right. So just wanted to recap to start with what we covered on Sunday's call. So you should be branding yourself, not your company, not your product, not your opportunity. And I'm just going to mute you, Anne-Marie, it's fine. And I just wanted to say, so get that into your head that you're the product. You need to put yourself forward and make yourself unique. And you can do this through adding value to others and providing a kind of knowledge base on a niche that you're identifying problems and pains and issues that somebody might have that you can help with. So you're going to build your hub, which is your Facebook group, your community to feed people into, where you'll be able to cover the 6-step sponsoring system. So 6-step sponsoring system is content creation, where you're going to add the value through the content that you create, capturing leads into your group, connecting with new people and connecting with people in your group, getting some comments and engagements, taking it to communication, and then closing as well. So we pretty much covered the first 3 steps in quite good detail on Sunday. So I just wanted to kind of pick up where we left off on commenting and how important it is to get people to comment and engage. The reason that it's important to ask people to comment and engage is that it almost gives you like social proof. So if people come into your group and they see that you're speaking to others but nobody's interacting with you, they don't really know who you are. It's just somebody talking to the world. There's no engagement there. There's no connection there. Whereas if somebody comes into a group that there's a lot of connection with, they can see that it's a community. There's a lot of people who know, like, and trust this person already. And when you first start your group, this will be lower. No, you can't expect it to just suddenly come in and get 10 comments. It takes time to build this up. But as you build it up, you will end up having like 10, 20, 30. I mean, I've even had like up to 95 comments on one post, based just on what it was that I commented, what I was posting. And as a satire, it's really important that you've got regular engagement, because like the fan pages and your profile, if people are not interacting with you, they will stop seeing your group content. So that's why we do different posts to try and get engagement. So as I sort of mentioned the other day, there's lots of different ways to get engagement, lots of different things that you can post. So I wanted to just give you some ideas. Obviously, you've got the top one that you're going to have is your value-based content, and that's what you're going to have as your meat and potatoes every day. You're going to add some value into that group, and you're going to put a call to action on that. So it might be something as simple as, what do you think? Or it might be like a cliffhanger approach, and I'm sure you've all seen me do this in Networking Gems, where I've given you part A of something and said, if you want part B, write a keyword underneath, and it's just one word. So I think today you all had to write fresh under my comment if you want the next part. Of course, I'm going to give you the next part, but it's to try and get you to engage with me and say, yeah, I'm interested, I want to know what it is that you're talking about. So it's a bit like EastEnders, the do, and it cuts off, and you want to watch the next episode to see exactly what it was. It's the same principle. So that's kind of the main one. And the other trick to that is when you're writing your content is to put a snappy title in capital letters to catch people's attention. So don't, even though you want to be chatty and you want to keep it very friendly, in the actual post itself, you want that snappy title to jump out at people when they first look at what it is. So, for example, we've got a Facebook jail, ways to stay out of Facebook jail stuff coming. So, I was like, who wants to stay out of Facebook jail? That catches your attention. So, well, what are we doing? Oh yeah, it's a webinar invite. So that's kind of the way forward with that. The next thing is, obviously, if you can do some quite cool images, I'm just going to turn Facebook off, coming in the background. if you can do some quite cool images, then it's very eye-catching as well, and it'll get people to comment on things. So, you know, I use a couple of different apps to create images. I use canva.com, canva.com, canva.com. It's one of my favourites, and you can upload an image of your own that you've maybe found a free image on Google. If you do Googles and then you change the option to make sure that it's not a copyrighted image or anything like that, you can. There's lots and lots of free images out there. You can use that, and you can add it in writing. You can put in underlines. You can make stars, all sorts of cool stuff to make it a bit more unique to you. And you know, even if you do have some sort of branding that you want to put in there that links it back to your group. So I quite often put a little diamond in the bottom of mine and networking gems, especially because I tend to put it out on other social media as well, like Instagram, for example, or Twitter. But you know, you don't need to go racing ahead of yourself. Just start small and build up to getting quite cool at that. If you're a mobile user, you're not one for sitting at the PC, there's an app called the Studio app, which lets you also create some pretty cool pictures as well. Lets you overlay on images and again add writing and different shapes and different pictures, and it's all free, so you can use those two pretty cool tools. Obviously we've got videos, so those of you that feel confident speaking, and the videos don't need to be long, they don't need to be fancy, they can be pretty simplistic. Hi Bethany, I'm just going to mute you just now. Yeah, so they can be pretty simplistic as long as you're adding value the whole time, because people like to see that. And again, ask for a call to action in the video. Did you get value from this? What do you think? Do you want to know something? Can I pass this information on? That kind of thing. So the next thing is recommendations. That's a good one as well. So if you've got something that you're reading that you like to read, you're finding real value from it, you can use it as content, of course, to write about, but you can also recommend it as well. So I quite regularly recommend different books that I work with. I still give a basis of what the content is. For example, one of my favourites is the 12-week year for goal setting. So, but I regularly talk about how to take a year goal and break it down into 12 weeks so that you are always focused. But it's a really good book, so you should go read it too. So you'll get a lot more out of it than what I just teach. What else? Oh, this is a fun one. So yes, on Sunday we talked about fun posts to get people engaged, because for some reason people love to answer silly questions, and it's a lot of fun and it keeps your group light-hearted, and it can be fill in the blank. So such and such, fill in the blank. Blank is my favourite season, or this is the book I'm reading, blank, fill in the blank. Things like that, and people will fill in the blank. They love to fill in a blank. So that's another good one to get people engaging in your group. And a quick question is a good one as well. And again, this is one of my favourites. Quick question, what colour eyes do you have? Quick question, where would you like to go on holiday? Quick question, what's your favourite ice cream? Doesn't matter what you ask. It's the idea is to get people to comment, so that when they're commenting, they've engaged in your group and they're going to see the next post that you post, which is going to be value, or it might be inviting them to a webinar, or it might be potentially offering them something, a sale of something, depending on what you're selling. So the idea with commenting is just continually keeping that engagement high, and while you're doing that, you're building know, like, and trust, because what all of this is, every time somebody interacts with you, we call it a touch point. So it's important to continue those touch points within your group, with the people in your group, so that you're constantly building that relationship up. So, and finally, obviously, we have teaser posts, which again I absolutely love, because it makes you show who's engaging in your group properly. So for example, I would maybe put up something like, if I have something fun coming and a cool webinar or a cool offer like this group you guys answered, that teaser post, I said who's an action taker, who wants to know about the 6-step sponsoring sequence, who wants to have some group coaching directly with me that can answer questions and have a chat and have more interaction. And you guys all put your hands up along with some other people, and that's what they call a teaser post. It's not giving away the garden, it's just giving a bit of information and asking people to comment. So hopefully that'll give you some ideas on different ways of getting some engagement and getting some comments in your group for the comment side. So by now you should be content creating, capturing people into your group, connecting with new people, and you're now getting comments in your group as well. So we move on to the super duper section of it, the communication. The communication is what people fear most in network marketing for some reason. Now, fear is made up. It's not real, and you need to get your mindset right in network marketing. It doesn't matter what business you're in, and I've talked about this before, and on one-on-one with a few of you, that if you've got it right up here, what you feed here will go down to your subconscious and will push out to the world. Fear works in a similar way. So if you tell your brain something consciously, that it's going to be a negative outcome. So I pick up this phone and make that phone call and that person rejects me. That will give you're feeding your subconscious mind a negative connotation to do with picking up the phone. And that will then put what they call a protection barrier up on you, which will create almost physical, can create physical reactions to that which represent fear. So butterflies, sweating, anxiety, feeling sick, all of this kind of things that come with fear. So what you need to do is start doing a bit of thought realignment and start thinking, well, I could pick up this phone, and yes, I would like everyone to like me, but what's the worst that could happen? This person maybe doesn't have the time to talk to me right now. Well, we'll arrange a time to call back. It's not a big deal. It's okay, we just move on. And just constantly trying to change that complete negative to, well, what could happen? What could positively come out of it? And it will start to really reduce your fear of things like picking up the phone and talking to people. So if you've got a problem with that and you want to kind of explore this idea a bit more, then we can do in the group. So the first sort of set of communication you're going to have with somebody is by instant messenger on Facebook. So they come into your group, and from Sunday, you would know that you're going to send them a welcome message. You tag them in a post and you welcome them into a welcome message that says, welcome to my group, thanks for joining, I hope you get real value from this, where do you live, or what do you do, or open it with a very friendly question. How are you? Something that somebody's going to answer. I usually ask, where are you from? Because most people like to just tell you where they're from. And then you're going to follow that with a conversation that's going to be, it's going to seem chatty, it's going to be friendly, but you're going to be guiding them down a route of conversation that takes them to a point that you feel that you could then pick up the phone to get to know them properly. So once you're at that point, you would move on to phone conversation. Now, anybody that tells you you can succeed in a network marketing business without picking up the phone is a liar. It doesn't happen. You have to pick up the phone. This is a person-to-person business, and you have to just go for it, up and just get on with it, because there's no other way to do it. There's not a magic way to pick up the phone and speak to somebody. There's a couple of steps that are handy, but because you're pre-arranging this phone call, you shouldn't have a problem with things like people not answering, people in the middle of their dinner, or life happened, maybe something happened and they had to go and take their little one to the hospital or to the doctor, so they couldn't speak to you at that exact point. But generally your ratio should be quite good for answering the phone. So you're getting to know you call. Do not talk about your business. It is a quick 10-minute call that is building that connection even further, and it is about getting to know that person. Now, it's not about having a chat, and this is something that if you're a chatterbox like I am, this will be hard for you, because I chat too much on the phone. I could be there for an hour and not know I've been there for an hour, because I tend to connect with people, and by the time you know about it, you're like blah blah blah, and then I'm like, oh my god, I have to go. So try and keep it to 10 to 15 minutes, because the more you can do 10 to 15-minute calls, obviously the more you'll fit in. If you're spending an hour on the phone with somebody getting to know them, then it's a long time out of your daily routine, especially if you're on a very short window of time and you have like maybe a job or family commitments or whatever. So 10 to 15 minutes, and it's a guided conversation, and you're attempting to get to know this person a little bit, find out if they've got a family, what drives them, what's their why, and try and touch on what their pain is. Most people are completely driven by pleasure and pain factors in their life. So what I tend to do is lead with pleasure. So you've got a family, what your interests, you've got hobbies, you've got a dog, whatever, and then try and lead it into what's happening in their life, what's difficult in their life. Why are they not succeeding in their current business, or have they got a health problem? Whatever your target market is, try and lead them to a question where they can answer that for you. And once people start speaking, they will speak. It's amazing how folk will open up when you are actively listening and you're asking the right questions. So keep that to 10 to 15 minutes. And the way to get off the phone is to say, I have another call coming up, so I can only speak for about 10 minutes. Is that okay at the start of the conversation? So you're telling them you've only got 10 minutes or so. And then round up the conversation and say, okay, I need to go because I've got another call. It was really great to speak to you, really get to know you. Let's connect again soon. Hang up the phone, and you've done your getting to know you call, and you've taken a step closer to that person becoming a potential customer or a sign up into your business. So once you've done that getting to know you call, you can leave it a couple of days, and you should always take notes as well. I should say that, when you're speaking to somebody, don't just randomly chat to somebody and not take notes, because if you're speaking to enough people, you'll not remember what that person told you. You might remember, but you won't remember all the details. And you can then connect back. When you pick up that phone, you've decided, actually, I think this person is a fit for my opportunity. Remember, you have to think this person is a fit for your opportunity. Don't offer everyone and their dog your opportunity, because it's a waste of time on your energy. Yes, this is a numbers game, but you can be choosy about who you work with. It's the beauty of network marketing. If you really didn't connect with somebody, or you think they're going to be a bit of a time waster, or they're not an action taker, or they're going to expect me to do it all for them, just don't offer them it. Just take them on a different route. But if you've got somebody you think, yep, this guy's good, he's an action taker, you can pick up the phone and you can say, hey John, we were speaking the other day and I was having a think about it, and you mentioned that you are really working 60 hours a week in your job as a solicitor, and you're looking to get a better work-life balance sorted out. I have an opportunity to work really closely with me in a business that I'm running from home that you can do part-time to start off with, and probably will alleviate these issues if you put the work in. Are you up for hearing a bit more about it? Are you open to it? Are you open to suggestions? Any of those phrases that ask, are they open, they'll either say yes or no. And if they say yes, you can then carry on with your sending your business info and use the products that the company has provided you. Don't try and sell it over the phone yourself. Try and use a video or a guided presentation, or invite them to a hotel meeting or whatever it is your business does. But try and get the information to them as soon as you can. And then the key is the follow-up, which is your closing section, which is the last one. And what we call closing, I don't particularly like the word closing, because a lot of people think of closing as getting the sale. For me, closing is getting a decision. So here's a trick. When you send somebody a presentation, because I do a lot of electronic stuff, I send things across the internet, send them to you a video, send them to a guided presentation in my business. It may not be the nature of your business, but it is in mine. And I always do, and this is a trick Eric Worre teaches in his GoPro, is say, if I send you this, when do you think you can watch it by? They'll say, oh, Thursday. You can say, okay. So if I phone you on Thursday at 7 and you set that time for your follow-up, then you don't say, I'll speak to you in a few days. You get it in the diary there and then. Would that be okay? And they'll say, oh no, I'm busy at 7, can we make it 8? Or, oh yeah, that's fine. They'll say, okay, we'll write it. And here's another one. Can you take your diary out and put that in your diary? I put it in mine. And so you're confirming that call every step of the way. And don't worry about seeming like bossy or kind of pushy or anything, because what this is called is posture. You are presenting yourself as somebody who's busy. You are doing them a favor by offering them a business opportunity. If they choose to take you up on that favor, then you're going to be investing your time with this person to coach them. So don't ever think, oh, can you do me a favor and watch this presentation, because it's not the right wording. Have some posture. Value your own time and value your own quality of coaching, because that's why people are going to join you. They're not going to join you because the opportunity is right or the time is right and all that. Yeah, that's important, but ultimately, especially people who have been in network marketing before, if that's who you're targeting, they will join you because of you and your coaching ability and the team that you have behind you to provide more support. So just remember, it's okay to have posture. It's okay to seem a bit like forward, I would say. So don't worry too much about that. You use that posture to your advantage. So once you've got that call in the diary, all you're doing is phone and say, did you watch it? Yes, no, yeah, great. Again, don't say what did you think, because it's a closed question. You can tell it's okay. Yeah. What's the best thing what did you like best? What appealed to you most? Where they have to expand the conversation slightly. And then if they seem very, very positive about it, here's a trick for you is, oh, you seem ready to join up. Are you ready to get started? It's not so what did you think? Oh, are you on? Are you not on? It's about confidence levels. Come across confident, come across decisive. And if they're not ready to join, then there's probably a reason, and they may have some objections, and that's okay. They may have some questions. And objections and questions are all good, because it means they're probably seriously thinking about it. They may say no, and that's fine. That's fine as well, because the biggest tip, and if you take nothing else away from any of this, the biggest tip is to not be emotionally connected to the outcome. So if they say, no, it's not for me, or, it's not the right time for me just now, or whatever objection, you can say, that's absolutely fine, not a problem with me. And genuinely believe that, because this is a numbers game. It is a law of averages. You do have to show 10 people the presentation to get one sale, technically, and, if you can actually just go, awesome, next. If anybody knows Dave O'Connor, they'll know he goes, awesome, next. And he teaches that mindset. And I really believe that, and I've actually adopted that mindset now. I used to get really hung up on yeses and nos and get dead distressed about it. And all that does is feed that. It's back to that mindset thing. You're feeding negativity into your brain. Because if you can just say, awesome, next, and move on, then fantastic. So that's closing, really. There's nothing more to it other than get that decision and deal with any objections. And what you'll find is if people have questions, if people have objections, that is when you start to leverage your three-way calls with your uplines and your support network. And hopefully you've all got that facility for a three-way call. You've all got a coach or an upline or a sideline who can support you with that. And if somebody's got some questions and you can't answer them directly, there's absolutely nothing wrong with making it seem like that. And you say, you know what, I've got somebody who's a total expert in this, I can answer all your questions, let's set up a call with them. And you're edifying that person as a expert. And it doesn't matter how much of an expert you are in your business. You might know the compensation plan inside out, you might know everything, but even when you've been in the business years, using a three-way facility is not a bad thing, because what it does is it's showing that person who's coming on board that they're not just joining you, that they're joining a bigger support network. So there is a real bonus to using a three-way when you have a really serious prospect. I'm not saying you should use it all the time. You have to get to that point where somebody's maybe hovering on the edge of a yes or a no. You know, well, I have some questions, I've got some objections. Could you answer these? So that's when you pull somebody in, and to be able to have given them all the value you've given them, and then show them that you have a mentor or you have a coach or you have a support network, is going to just actually probably get them to sign on the dotted line. So I wanted to just talk about multiple streams of income, just to kind of round this up, and then I'll open it to questions for you guys. But multiple streams of income is something that we actively encourage. Because what's going to happen, if you're particularly targeting network marketing people into your business, which, you know, I did say on Sunday that 97% of network marketers are failing in their business. So they're looking for some help, they're looking for some guidance, and that's how you've attracted them in the first place, probably. So when they come through and you take them through the 6 steps, up to, and this is a bit of a scary figure probably right at this precise moment for you guys, but up to 90% of these people are not looking for a business opportunity. So should that put you off doing 6 steps? No, because it's still going to be doing action, and you're still going to get 10% of those people who potentially would join you. Which, you know, once you get that off the ground, if you think about it, you've got 100 people in your group, that's 10 people that could potentially be joining your business, which is probably more than you've got currently. You know, think about it that way. What you're going to do with the other 90% that you've spoken to, you've built a relationship with, it seems a shame to lose them. So multiple streams of income is beneficial where you can offer something else of value for them. So you've given them all this free value, you've given them all this benefit, they've learned from you, they've maybe implemented some systems, they've changed how they run Facebook, they've changed how they do Instagram, whatever it is you're teaching, and they're ready to take it to the next level. Well, that is when, if you are clever about this, you'll get yourself set up as an affiliate on some coaching programs. Now, there's quite a lot of them out there. Obviously, I'm an affiliate of Networking Superstars, Journey to Freedom, 6 Steps Quantum Pro, and I am also an affiliate of a program called My Lead System Pro. Now, these are both coaching platforms that give lots of different benefits, and on top of all the coaching, there's systems and stuff within those that you can use to your advantage. So I have different options to offer people depending on the conversation that I have with them. So if I take somebody through the communication stage and I can tell they're completely married to the company that they're with and they have absolutely no intention of moving, I wouldn't even try and prospect them for my current business necessarily. I would be looking at, how can I add value to you more? How can I help you in your own business? Well, actually, you'd be really interested in this coaching system that I have. Would you be interested in investing in your own personal development? And you will get sales from that as well. So it's about monetizing everyone that comes into your group at some point. Remember that also you've got that whole thing that people take 8 exposures to something before they buy anything. So if somebody says no the first time to something, don't think it's a no forever. They may be a no for different reasons. They may be not financially in a position to invest in their own education. They may not be in a position to invest in a new company. You just don't know what's going on in people's lives. But you can revisit them so you can maintain that relationship. You know, it's the same thing as a funnel. You don't put them out the funnel until they really do tell you to go away, kind of thing. So I hope you all got value from that. So I'll open it up to questions. If anybody's got questions, you can unmute yourself and just fire away. Anybody want to start? No questions tonight?
Yeah.
Yes, Vlasta.
You know, when we, learning all the things that you are, the beginning is the hardest. I found it's quite overwhelming. and getting your thoughts together in focusing on the target market that you said. And you see it immediately when you settle you know what your target is. You see immediately how you can make the second and the third step. If you don't have it, it's such a, your mental is so confused, and you cannot go any further, because you are running around the circles. And and it's overwhelming. You can't. But as I said, you need to find your first step, and then you build everything around that first step. Your cart, methods, and slowly, one by one, you put them together. But if you don't do them, this is where the confidence comes, when you do them. Maybe at the beginning you're not as so good, you will stumble, and you will find, but doing them and understanding them, it's the key for for all the steps that you do.
Exactly. Yes, you hit the nail on the head. Ed Ludbrook is a network marketing professional, and he's a coach and trainer. If you haven't heard of him, I think I've spoken about him before, but certainly go and look him up. He does a lot of things, and he teaches that when people come in the network marketing business, they're in a discovery phase. So they're trying to discover if its business is right for them. They're trying to discover what it's all about and how to kind of move forward with things. And that's when people start this discovery phase. So if they come in here and they're starting to build up through the chart, this is a graph, what can happen is they will hit some failures, and if they haven't had the right coaching and they don't have the right mindset, they go that way. And that's when people give up. If they're going like this, what they need to do is understand that competence builds confidence, and you can only get competent at something by practicing it. So it doesn't matter if you get it wrong. It matters that you tried. So I don't know if I said this to you guys the other night, or if it was somebody else I was saying it to. It's thinking about something as trying something and thinking, well, I failed, oh, that didn't work. It's the wrong mentality. What you need to focus on is the fact you tried it. So Tony Robbins says a great thing, there are no such things in life as failures, there's only results. So what we teach is you get some knowledge, you take some action, you get some results, and then you teach it. So what would you do if that result wasn't quite what you were expecting? You would revisit the action that you took to see, well, how could I improve that action? So it's continually developing yourself and continually developing your skill base. And the more you do something, the better you get at it, and the more confident you become. Do you understand? Does that make sense? So think about it from an athlete's point of view. The athlete sees themselves, visualizes themselves winning the race before they win the race. Their mindset training is as much as important as their physical training, but they won't be able to run that race and win that race unless they did the physical training. They have to learn, they have to take the steps to learn how to run fast. They have to practice running fast to win the race. They also have to practice on their mindset and their development. And I think that is one of the key things that people lack, is that they don't fully understand that failure is actually okay, or getting poorer results. I hate the word failure. Getting poorer results than they would expect or hope for. And that tends to come from the false promise that they've been given as they've come into network marketing, that you're going to make millions of pounds at this. Yeah, you are going to make millions of pounds if you work hard enough and you do the right steps and you take on the right strategy, you have the right mindset, but it's not going to happen the first time you pick up the phone. Does that make sense? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. So, yeah, that's what I was saying to you the other day. Just do it. Don't sit there and think about it. Just do it. It's not going to hurt you. Nobody's going to laugh at you. Don't worry about what people think. The only important person who thinks about who you are is yourself. And if you can shake off that worry about what people think, it's amazing. I actually was listening to an audio just this morning, and it was quite an impressive audio. And what it taught was basically, on average, the people that come to your funeral, only 10 of them are going to cry. This is a compound effect, you know. And when Darren Hardy heard that, he was like, well, if only 10 people are going to cry, why am I bothered what everybody else thinks? Because they don't care. So if you can just stop worrying about everyone else in the world and just concentrate on your own goals, your own vision, your own action, you will succeed. You will have success. Does that make sense? Does that give me some feedback? Yes? Nodding? Great. Any other questions? Or comments? Anne-Marie, have you got anything?
Yeah, I did want to ask, who was the other? You said that you were affiliated with some people. I didn't actually get the second name. Was it
My Lead System Pro.
My Lead System Pro. What is that?
MLSP. If you want to know more about it, I can send you some information. It's not a problem. Basically, My Lead System Pro. Everyone who's anyone in network marketing, big guys that are coaches. Your Ray Higdons, your Diane Hodgmans, your Michelle Pesco-Salidos, Ron Keelocks. Anyone that's on the scene as a bigger coach these days has been through My Lead System Pro, and it has hours and hours worth of training in the background for it, and it's an affiliate program, so you get a fee for people who sign up behind you as a referral fee, which is a monthly fee, but you have to obviously pay a monthly fee yourself, and then it's pretty easy money basically. But yeah, we can have a chat about that.
Fun to think about, isn't it? I'm always up for making money, so
yeah, it is a really, and the thing is the way that I look at it is I'm continuing to help people build their business. I'm not selling anything. I'm recommending this product because I have found it has added complete value to my business as a whole, and I think you would gain from it as well. And yes, you do make money from it. We are running a business here, we're not running a charity. So you can only give so much away for free before it becomes a bit silly. So it's a great system. If you want to know more, by all means, we can take the conversation.
I'll look at it. Thank you.
Any other questions, ladies, before we wrap up? Or want to talk about anything else? Sorry, my creaky knees are going for it now.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Irene, do you want to ask any questions, Irene?
Well, I'd like to suggest a couple of things. The fear of failure thing, that's what most people actually fear, is the fear of failure and the fear of the no. There is a great book called Go for No.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but it's absolutely brilliant, because instead of going for the yeses, you go for the no's, and then you pick up the yeses anyway. So it's just reverse psychology. And the other thing is, I think a great analogy is about a child. A child eventually learns to walk, but they don't give up the first time they fall down.
Yeah, great.
And they'll try again, and they'll fall down, and they'll get up again, and they'll fall down. So, you know, it's just a great way of putting it across to people, you know, that we shouldn't give up just because we think we've failed. And the other one that I really loved is Thomas Edison, who founded or who discovered the light bulb. And a lot of people said it took him 10,000 attempts to actually get the light bulb to work, and people said that he failed 10,000 times. And he says, I didn't fail 10,000 times, I found 10,000 ways it didn't work.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Changing your mindset, isn't it? You know, it's about how you perceive it. It's not how everybody else perceives it.
Exactly.
But yourself.
Good value there. Great. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying I hate the word fail. You know, it's such a negative word. So if you can just think about it as a result and concentrate on the fact that you got off your butt and you took some action, how wonderful. You know, how great. You're doing way more than anybody else did. You know.
There's only one way you can fail, and it's if you don't try. If you don't try.
If you don't try, or you give up.
Yeah.
So, fantastic. But I mean, I think maybe I'll do some coaching on mindset actually. You know, Vasa and I have spoke about this before about kind of maybe a wee focus on how to help you guys with your mindset. You know, you're very mindset orientated anyway, which I know of, and you've got some great knowledge and some great alternative ways of thinking of things. So, you know, I'm happy to take on board any suggestions you guys want to know about. You want training on, please let me know, because the community is as much yours as mine to help you guys grow your business and help you guys get the success level that you're looking for in life in general. So I guess the only other thing that maybe I wanted to kind of just touch on is just reiterating for anybody that missed, just one step at a time. Don't take this knowledge and think that I've got to apply it to 7 platforms, or, you know, because it becomes unmanageable. So just concentrate on one step at a time in the success and one thing at a time. So if you're going to pick Facebook, concentrate on getting Facebook right before you move on to Instagram or before you move on to Twitter or whatever. And just do it a bit at a time. And it takes time. You know, it takes time to build a community. It takes time to build relationships. You know, and if you can commit to yourself that you're going to do this for a period of time, you know, for say like a year, if you can commit to, same as you should commit to your business for a minimum of a year before you see real results kind of thing, or longer, even better, and you commit to going for no's and going for taking action, then getting a daily method of operation is really important as well, because you need to make sure you've still got the motivation that you have when you're talking to me and when we're talking about our businesses. We're all excited and whoa, it sounds amazing. That you take that motivation, and when you're feeling low or you're feeling rubbish or you think tired, that you can still take the action. Because that's the hardest part. That's when you're going to give up, or when you're going to go, I can't bother to do this. To keep that belief. And there's lots of different things we can do to help that. You know, visualization, vision boards, motivational tricks and tools, and stuff. If you can keep that going and just commit completely to your goals, you will get there, because you'll take the action to be forward. So I think we'll leave it there before I ramble on anymore.
And I would like to share this quote.
Yeah.
It's about saying the real currency of network marketing, it's not greed but generosity.
That's why, I mean, you know, it's exactly it, Blas. That's a great quote. Lead with value.
Yeah.
Marketing is about community, not about selling. It's about, we're information providers.
Yes, yeah. I mean, this is what, yeah. Because people, we go to network marketing for different reasons, but where you're in it, you know, because you need a different set of skills. You need to, you know, a set of, you know, your mind need to be in the right way. It's so many things. It's like a puzzle. When you go into network marketing, the pieces need to match to get it all together. And if few of them miss, you know, they're not, you know, this is where, you know, where you're looking for them, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is nobody has the skill set to do network marketing right, because even in their mindset, they've worked for the man. Unless you've been self-employed, they're probably the best people, because they have to keep self-motivated. But people who have been employed don't have the same mindset as somebody who's self-employed, or somebody who has to be self-focused and self-motivating all the time. And that takes time to learn. You don't just learn it overnight. So, you know, it's the biggest things you can do is continually learning, continually investing in yourself. You know, it can be a product as cheap as a book or an audio. It doesn't, you know, it can be something a bit more in depth, like a proper training program. It can be, you know, people spend thousands and thousands on themselves. This is the most successful. It can be one-to-one coaching. It can be any of that, what you can afford. What, you know, but as long as you're doing something, you know, commit to reading 10 pages of a book a day, and you'll have read a lot of books by the end of the year. That kind of thing. There's lots of tricks and tips you can do to continually grow and continually build on your own personality and your own mindset. So I think we'll wrap it up, unless you guys got any more questions. Yeah, are we all good? We all happy? We're all going to start our own communities. Already.
Yes, we will. Yes.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, you guys have exclusive access to me in that little chat that we have, more than everybody else, because you guys put your hands up. I want
Thank
to know.
you.
So, and we'll speak to you later on in the week.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay,
Thank you.
take care.
Bye.